See. Oops, there goes a clip. Man, I got some frizz today. See. Good morning. Just cleaning off my table from yesterday's mess and chaos. Yesterday went good in sewing. I made the terracotta with some minor adjustments. There's like all this like the waterproof canvas that I used had so much like fraying. I'm like, I swept yesterday and it's still all over my table. And it was from Fabric Wholesale Direct. I normally don't have any issues with theirs, but maybe it's the color. I noticed, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it's just in my head, but like the blues, the greens, like the darker colors, I feel like are more thicker, substantial. They don't bend. They're not as they're more structured. That's the word I'm looking for. But when I get the pretty colors like the lavenders or the orchid or periwinkle, they're visibly thinner than like the olive green, for instance, and they fray more to me. Good morning. They fray more to me than like the navy. I don't know if it has something to do with like maybe the dyes. I don't know. But I'm automatically drawn to them, and then I have little burrs everywhere. So today today's is going to be a pretty productive day. First and foremost, I need to clean and then reorganize my interfacing, because I literally just have piles of it everywhere because I did not clean this week. So I'm going to clean up. Then I'm going to go on a live call with Patreon because we're going to be doing the Catalina, but like how I made it the sling. So I've been writing out the modifications that we're going to be doing. And then I'm going to be making an Aries and then cutting out an Aries. And hopefully I could film the Aries tomorrow so that you guys can have it on Friday. Good morning. Oh no, I'm so sorry for that has to be very stressful. I know when I lived in California, whenever there was like a fire, like it totally stressed me out. I'm sorry. I hope everyone stays safe. It's like raining pollen out here. If you're in the Delmarva area, then you're probably getting it too. It is literally raining pollen. My car, it drizzled yesterday, and I have like pollen streaks all over my windshield. It is raining pollen. My skin is like reacting to like everything right now. And that's when I called my dermatologist. That's what he thinks it's on my forehead. He actually doesn't think I got a bug bite. He thinks that pollen must have touched my face and I had a bad reaction. And why is that? Because yesterday and the day before I've been out a lot, and everywhere that pollen even touched my arms look like they have chicken skin, and it's all super swollen. In the elbow pits and everything. So my skin is like, it's like I'm blessed, but there's a curse. Like I'm not that kid. I was never the kid that got acne. I have really, really clear skin. And one thing that a lot of people say, like tell me when they meet me in person, is like, what is your skin regimen? What do you do? And if I told you what I usually do, you probably just look at me like, what? Like, because I just like literally wash my face with a bar of Dove soap and call it a day. And yay. I have really, really good skin. However, with that, I have really sensitive skin. When we were raining pollen, apparently my face swells up. I get really adverse reactions. I can't even use Tide soap. If I use Tide, my whole skin breaks out. I've had shingles a couple times. Like, there's a curse to it. Good morning, everyone. See, yeah, I'm going to be cutting out one today just so like before I make a tutorial, even if I made the bag 100 times the day before, I always make it so I can write down notes where I think I had a hard time or struggling or I can emphasize something. So I'm going to redo that today. I'm trying to figure out what theme am I going to do it. I have this really pretty Ghibli print that has like these really dark soots, or I was going to do Hocus Pocus or Alice in Wonderland. I got this beautiful fabric from Camelot Fabrics. I think it's Riley Blake, and I really love the Alice in Wonderland theme. It's one of my favorite things. If I see fabric that has Alice in Wonderland, I usually buy it. And the weird thing is, no one really requests that bag, but it's one of the bags that always sells faithfully. Like anything with Alice in Wonderland always sells. And last year it was the flowers. Thumbs and Thimbles had a really cute print they were called, the titles, everything, the sassy flowers, the sarcastic flowers. And I made the amber and I made the noodle head making it bag. And those were the first things that sold at a Star Trek convention. People were like, I love Alice in Wonderland. So I always look for unique Alice in Wonderland prints. It is a huge fan base. I actually think it's one of those fan bases that can have its own like Comic-Con, because so many people like it. Whether you're like the Tim Burton, the original, whatever, it has like a darkness, but there's a lot of positivity out of it and a whole bunch of great quotes out of it. But the fact that the guy was like on some serious drugs when he wrote it, it makes it a little bit more interesting. Yeah. So yeah, they were saying it's a bad reaction because when I really got I took a picture of it and then I like, you know how you could blow things up? It looks just like my arms. It's just like my forearms, I feel like I have like Popeye's tumors, you know how like he had like really big forearms and the rest of his arms was skinny. None of my arms are skinny, but you can tell that my forearms and where like that elbow pit it's really swollen and it's wherever pollen touches me. It is literally raining pollen though. Designer, is that the new car bag? No, that's not it. The car bag is something Isha. I never had the chicken pox, but shingles sec. This is again, my dermatologist had like the most hilarious thing because they did all these tests on me because I kept saying no. I was around chicken pox. I remember when my brothers and my sister got it, and my mom thought for sure because the three other ones had it that I was going to get it, and I didn't get it. I helped take care of him, and Jonathan had it so bad. He was like one, and he had them around his nose and his mouth, and I touched him because I kept putting his chupa pacifier for you. We nicknamed pacifiers chupas in our family. I kept putting his chupa in his mouth, and he had it everywhere. So the first time, my brother actually got shingles nonstop for like 2 years, and he's at the point where he has to take medication every day to not get shingles. Um, he got the vaccine for shingles really relatively early in life. He just kept bursting out with them, and I would make fun of him. And the first time I had shingles was right after I had Hope, and I didn't know I had it. I had no idea. I had this rash just on one side of my body, and it felt like fire. But I just thought maybe I get weird rashes all the time, so I was like, maybe it's eczema. I didn't know, and then when I found out, I was like, oh crap. And then I got it last year or the year before, and then I got it right after it again. It's not a fun thing. I never have it bad where I have to be hospitalized or the pain is unbearable. Usually the creams and steroids that they can give me can help with it, but it's not comfortable whatsoever. And I don't ever want to get it again. Yeah, recovering for shingles is the worst, especially if it like so my brother's wrapped around the base of his neck and the like at in the middle of his back. He still has nerve issues in his neck and his upper back from it. Shingles is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Anyone that gets it, I automatically feel for them because you might be the blessed ones that are like me that we recover, we just remember the pain, but there's so many other people that have permanent nerve damage because of it and the scarring. I don't really scar either. That's the weird thing about my skin. As much as it goes through an allergic reaction, like Kendall calls me Wolverine because I've had 3 C-sections and I have not one C-section scar. Like not at all. I don't scar. I'm kind of like my dad like that. But again, like my dad, I have adverse reactions to stupid things. Like we used to call my dad a vampire because although he tans like a goddess, like he's amazing. He tans and you're just looking at him like I hate you. You look like you belong on Mount Olympian and you're some kind of Greek god, right? He also can break out with hives and rashes from the sun. That I can't tan. I can't tan. But I do get like rashes from the sun if I'm out and exposed, even if I'm like layered up like Blade with like 90 proof sunscreen, like somehow in a sun hat. I like big hats for a reason. It gets bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's not, that's why I don't like summer. And I don't have a very welcoming face, but I look super evil from June through September because one, I don't like to be hot. Two, I get a reaction from heat and sun, and like I'm just like, it sucks. Yeah, I my parents did it because I don't know, in the 80s and 90s, parents were like really about chickenpox parties. Like they thought that was cool. Just like those dumbasses who did the COVID parties. Like, what? We don't know what this is going to bring to this kid. Um, I feel like those parents should be, I don't, not a timeout, but maybe like parenting classes. Like, I get the 80s and 90s because these are the parents that grew up in like the 60s and 70s and it was a little bit more free love and like let your body do whatever, right? My mom and dad didn't do the chickenpox party, but they automatically assumed because 3 of my younger siblings had it that I was going to get it. And it wasn't the case. But I've always had weird reactions to like, oh God, Tide. I will go into like anaphylactic shock if I have Tide on my skin for too long. It is, I have to use like the free and clear baby stuff. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah. Oh my God. And your scalp and your forehead and eyebrow. Oh gosh. Whoo. I'm. Mm. Oh no, Leslie. I'm so sorry. I know that's how I'm telling you, that's how Johnny is. Johnny is like, it feels like basically when we took him to the specialist, they were saying for us to imagine us tearing our rotary cuff and our shoulder blade. That's what Johnny feels like. It's a constant burning. And then it's a constant burning, or then he'll get the numb tingling feeling like your foot fell asleep, but it's in your back. And I'm like, no. And he's basically has to take these pills like every day, like these antiviral pills so that his body doesn't react to it. Because if he gets like a really bad cold or a really bad flu, it can just trigger up shingles. So what happened when I got it, he was like, oh, we finally got something that's the same. I'm like, yeah, Irish twin power. We're 10 months apart. So um no, and I hated it. The first time I didn't know I had it. The second time, like I think I scared the hell out of Kendall. I was asleep and I remember, you know how like you just like you feel yourself waking up but you're trying to drift back off. All of a sudden I felt this burning pain. It was in my hairline on my left side and I was like, "Oh my God." Okay, if you guys watch Resident Evil And at the end of Resident Evil, when she's pulling out the wires and she's like freaking out and her hands are shaking, she's like, ah, that's pretty much how I recreated that. Had no idea that it was going to happen like that. And then he looked through my scalp and I had all these blisters just on one side going down my neck. So we went to go to a doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, you got shingles. And the thing is they made me feel really bad because it happened during COVID. So the one doctor was taking tons of precautions. Like most of the nurses just had like face mask and like they wrap their hair. This lady came in with like a full on astronaut thing. And she was like, yeah, we're just dealing with a whole bunch of COVID patients. And they put me in like this quarantine bubble because I guess with COVID, your immune system is down. And if I was around you and I was you were able to get it the first 3 days, because I couldn't, that was the first day I felt the pain, but according to her, I could have had it that morning I got it, or it could have happened over some time and I didn't know, but I could still be contagious. So they put me in like this quarantine where everybody was able to look at me and I had no privacy. Like all four walls were clear for like hours because they had to make sure that nobody that had COVID came in contact with me. So all the nurses, all the doctors came in like full hazmat suits. Like I was like, well, I believe there's going to be a zombie apocalypse, and I guess it's starting with me. Everybody's in like full-fledged hazmat suits, and it was quite an experience. They were like I kid you not, and like so they put me in like okay, I guess most hospitals are like this, but in the hospital out here in Howard County, they have like just the regular ER, and then they have the kids ER. If you're a kid, you get like shot back immediately. You're fine. You're good. But if you're an adult, you just stay forever. As soon as I told the front desk when I signed in, I was like, I think I have shingles. This lady took the clipboard, took the paper, like sanitized the clipboard, put the clipboard pretty much by the trash, took the pen and threw it away. And she was like, ma'am, stay over here. I was like, oh my God, what do I have? Like, is COVID shingle? Is there a shingle thing? Because I'm really thinking what's going on. And it was in the middle of COVID. So like they put me in this kid room where like you were able to see me like full, and like there were bright lights. I was like, this is literally one of my worst nightmares. I've seen this in zombie movies and never bodes well for the person that is in quarantine. So, but I made it through. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm allergic. I totally feel like I'm allergic to the sun. My allergist was telling me the season I should love the most is winter because because of the pollen and the sun thing. I love winter, and everyone's like, "Why do you like? You just like it because of Christmas?" One, it's cold. Two, there's not a lot of pollen and dander rolling around. Three, there's not a whole lot of direct sunlight. It sucks. It's not fair because my dad, like, if I'll try to bring pictures. Like, I have pictures on my thing. My dad looks like a freaking god when he comes out. He's like this golden color. You're like, you know, like when someone really cooks biscuits well and they're that honey color. That's what my dad looks like. And my sister can do that, and my brothers. I'm jealous. My mom is really pretty, like she has a lot of red undertones. So when she tans even, it's like this, she looks like milk chocolate. It's like, I'm envious of it. And I'm like the only person in my family that doesn't tan. It sucks. Oh, yeah, circling around your abdomen's the worst. My mother-in-law had it that went from her eye to her scalp to the back of her neck. And she actually her nerve damage is so bad that her hair did not grow, like it fell out and did not grow back around the sides. Um, because the nerve damage is so bad. Yeah, right. I like someone put Tide in the other day because like I guess Faith got a sample and I was like, well, give me a straw because I need to start drinking liquid Benadryl like it's my best friend. I love the smell of Tide. And there's all these cool Tide hacks that you can use as like air freshener and cleaners. I'm like, no, sorry, family, you have to suffer. Yes. Oh, gel nail polish is the same. 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 We're right here. We're high five besties. Everyone around me could wear these gorgeous gel nail polish, and then like my cuticles and like underneath my nail bed will start swelling, and I'm like, well, yeah, I only use traditional, and I really can't paint that well. And then I'll ask one of my kids, I'll ask like Hope or Faith, and they apparently can't paint well either. So, yeah, yeah, they like, yeah. Oh, strawberries. Ew. Okay, see, I'm allergic to pineapple and coconut, and they still eat it around me. They just clean out all the dishes and everything they cut it on. But the smell, like they're one reason why they don't have it around all the time, because I'm willing to pop Benadryl and to eat some, and they're just looking at me like no. Like, I don't know if you see, there's this TikTok, and I can relate. I know doctors hate this TikTok where this guy finds out his EpiPen is going to expire in a week, and he's allergic to lobster. So he's like cracking open lobsters, and then he's like jamming his EpiPen. And I couldn't for one understood, because if there's a food that is really good, like pineapple and coconut, I might take it and just drink some Benadryl. I mean, and then worst comes to worst, if I have to use my EpiPen, then I have to. But this is why they don't really have it that much. Or like they'll try to eat it like when they're smoking on the grill or whatever, and I could smell it. It's pineapple. You can smell it like miles away. I love the way pineapple smells, and I love the way it tastes. But I can't even use like hair products that have coconut oil in it. I was trying to figure out why my scalp was always inflamed, and the dermatologist and the allergist was like, "You're allergic to coconut. I don't understand why you're not getting it." I'm like, "You said eating." She's like, "I didn't say eating. I'm saying you're allergic to coconut." I was the first person ever. She's been an allergist for like 20 years. I was the first person ever during an allergist test where I had an allergic reaction so severe that they had to inject me with like Benadryl. And she was like, "I have never had to do this in office in my whole entire life." She was like, "Please do not use anything with coconut products." And my husband loves coconut products. Like, so yeah, it's interesting in my house. Yeah, Gain smells so good. I don't know if I'm allergic to it or not, but I know the smell. Like when you like, I don't know if anyone else does this when you're going grocery shopping or you're at Walmart or Target. I love walking down the detergent area because it smells so heavenly. Like you can smell all these different washing stuff. I love the way washing powders smell, and I always wanted to just like touch like Tide Pods, but it's like, I don't know. I think I wanna do it because I know I can't do it, and I think that's just part of my personality. Like, you tell me I can't do something, and I'm gonna try to do it. So, yeah, it's a really bad, it's not a great trait. Good morning, Cindy. Oh, yeah. I don't know, okay, so because of Lauren getting that comment about sloppy nails, whenever I'm about to do a video, like tonight, when I know I'm a film, I'm going to do like take all my nail polish off, do a base coat, put the 2 layers on, and then do a top coat, and then like pray that my nails don't chip between that night, tomorrow night, and tomorrow morning, because I like my nail polish chips all the time. And I don't know about you, but there's videos where I'm talking visibly, like you could see me using DST, and the DST touches my nail polish and it rips right off. I'm also allergic to glue and adhesives. Okay, here I'm not, and I love glue. I use glue in almost every single bag, but I'm allergic to adhesive. Like all my band-aids in my room, because I cut myself all the time, nicking it or whatever, are paper tape. How I found out I was allergic to glue was actually the C-section. So they like put like tape to, for the wound to help it stay closed. And when they removed it on the third day, like the nurse was like, call the doctor. And to another nurse, I'm like, what's going on? She was like, just lay down, you're fine, everything's fine. Call the doctor. And then they're like, I was like, what? The doctor comes in and she was like, Shinova, are you allergic to any glue or adhesive? I'm like, not that I know of. She's like, have you had any other surgeries before? Nope, this is my first surgery. Did you ever get stitches? Nope. It's just, she was like, she really wouldn't know. Yeah, it looked disgusting. I had blisters all over my stomach, my food pot, because if you have a C-section, you have that pouch like right after you have a baby. Yeah. And then when I that was like my first IV in my arm, so when they took the tape off, I had blisters all underneath the tape, and they're like, "Yeah, you're allergic to adhesive." I have to, like, when I get a tattoo, I have to tell them, because you know how they want to use that adhesive wrap thing. I have to just go like straight with no band-aid. Like, and pray to God nothing scratches my skin for, a couple days. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Strawberries, I would just like, seriously, like Benadryl, strawberries. And strawberries is a bad one. That's just as bad as a peanut allergy to me. Yeah, Tide. I don't know what it is about Tide. I do know a lot of people that are allergic to it. What? Wait, you can't have bacon? What? Look, there's not a lot of things I will kill for, but I will kill for some bacon or prosciutto. I'm not gonna lie. I like the pork. I know it's not the best for you. I'm still not. I'm thrown off at that. I've never met anyone that was allergic to pork before. You're my first. Caffeine. Holy hell, this world would just get destroyed. I think I would use all my powers for evil then, because I have to drink coffee at least twice in the day, and I love myself a cup of tea. Like, caffeine, that sucks. I mean, oh my God, what do you do? Like, wait, you can't have like sodas and stuff. Like, you have to have like the caffeine free, like Dr. Pepper and stuff. You can't have like a Coke. Oh my God, we need a sharing circle for all of us, because apparently you watching me and me talking to you, we're all allergic to really random things. Oh my God. Or edge paint. I have edge paint underneath my nails all the time. I'll be like, why is underneath my nails purple? Oh yeah. Or yesterday when I was like cleaning off, I had like uh the yellow edge paint from Emmeline bags to match her Mora mustard. It was all across my leg. I'm like, how did that happen? How did that? I am like the worst edge painter. Like, the end results look amazing, but I am just really, really sloppy. I do not know how I did it. I'm hoping that Mojo So has this arm thing. I ordered it for a pre-order. I'm hoping this helps me, because I think it's when that becomes a hand, I'll have two hands to do it, and it'll be like less paint everywhere. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, I haven't tried the dip. So I haven't tried the dip officially, but when my daughter did it on my pinky nail, it slid right off the next morning. So I was like, oh, I haven't tried that one. That is crazy. I bet, like, well, when I got the gel the last time, I was trying to turn a bag, and like my fingertips hurt, and I was like, "Oh my God, this hurts so bad." So, I was like, "Kendall, my fingertips hurt," and he was looking at my hand. He's like, "Yeah, your nail beds are and your cuticles are swollen." And he was like, "Do you think the person that did your nails didn't sanitize?" I'm like, I have an overactive imagination. Why would you say that? Oh my God. No, Christine, no. I would die without bacon. I'm not gonna lie. If you were like, coffee a day or two pieces of bacon, I'll be like, two pieces of bacon. I mean, I think I will have like complete rebound headaches, because I've been without like caffeine for a week, and like that, I got rebound headaches. I think if you are a person that is susceptible to migraines, that you should not use caffeine. Because I think, well, a lot of us, when we have migraines, we try to self medicate. I can talk to so many other people that have done this when you have migraines where you're taking a cocktail of like aspirin and Tylenol and you're washing it down with some kind of caffeine like a Coke or a coffee because the caffeine accelerates the medicine and gets it pumping into your bloodstream faster. So we kind of self-medicate with that until you actually see a neurologist or a doctor who, diagnoses with you like you have migraines, you have cluster headaches. But the problem with caffeine is it's super addicting. I like decaf coffee. I love the taste of coffee, period. Like I'm my father's child, 100%. I like drinking pitch black coffee with nothing in it. I just like it, but not to have caffeine. I think my body will go into like full like full like spasm or something because I have to drink a cup of coffee every single day. Yeah, the nail on the super glue. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, I can imagine it look weird. So when I sewed through my finger on the 1541S, the doctor was like 100% sure. He was like, I don't think your nail's gonna grow back, right? And it looked weird. So like there is a series of videos where I have like two band-aids wrapped around just my index finger, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do in case the fingernail doesn't grow back. It grew back. Like, I was like, do I super glue onto my skin and be okay with the reaction? What do I do? No soda, no coffee. Water. I drink tons of water. I'm a waterholic, and I got everyone in my family to do it except my husband. Like he'll be like, I have a headache, and we'll be like, how many glasses of water have you had today, Kendall? Like, um, yeah, I got everyone to do it. My kids, my kids really don't have like any caffeinated beverages. Like they get soda if they're lucky on a Friday because we have free Fridays where they can have like we order out, we don't cook or whatever, and that's it. But mostly my kids drink water, and then Kendall makes sweet tea. He's from Louisiana. It's like his thing. So um yeah, but no, I have to have coffee. Usually Kendall makes me a French press coffee. Oh my god. And we get coffee from everywhere because of his job. He manages a whole bunch of different buildings from Regis, and he works with people from every different walk of life. And so there's like signature friends that he has that either go back to Nigeria, India, France, whatever, and they always bring me back coffee. Um, so Kendall knows that I like mine's. I like a French press. That's my favorite coffee. How to take it. So he'll make it for me, and I get spoiled because if he doesn't make it for me, that's when I'll go drive to Starbucks or go to McDonald's to get coffee because I feel like I cannot make it the same way as he. And I've like sat there and watched. It just doesn't taste the same. I know it's all up in here, but it's just, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try the Sally Hinton. I hear really good things about it. I know I was watching one nail person. They were saying that it like has a really good coverage in 1 to 2 coats versus like having like 3 or 4 coats. Um, I don't like really sheer shimmery colors. I'll do clear all day long, but like I hate like shimmery and sheer as I'm wearing iridescent. Like, okay, if it's colored like this, yes, no sheer. Yeah. Yeah, and same with Excedrin. Excedrin has the like a lot of over-the-counter migraine medicines have caffeine in it. And prior to even using those, I found like when I talked to other people before I got diagnosed, they were like, "Yeah, have a Coke and this," and I was like, "Yes, pop these pills, I'll be good." Now I can't have I'm allergic to ibuprofen too. I'm not supposed to have like ibuprofen at all. Like my lips, my tongue, my nose starts to swell, my eyelids start to swell. And the way they found out was actually because I had a headache. And they were like, well, let's give you a shot of naproxen. Holy hell, I wasn't allergic to it. That stuff is a miracle. I felt like I could do cartwheels and backhand springs, but then my face started to swell. I'm allergic to stupid stuff, like really, really stupid stuff. But I'm gonna let you know, out of our conversation today, the worst one I found is bacon. Like, I'll just be popping EpiPens in my neck and be like, bacon it up. It's bacon. I feel for you. I do. Yeah, the heat. Because I think for us bag makers, we have to be more cognizant about our hands. And like again, I can't stress this enough. Nancy Notions, before she passed away, as well as Anne by Annie, whenever they start sewing, the first thing they do is they take lotion and put it on their hands. No matter what the material we're using, the moisture is getting literally sucked out of our hands if we're using cotton, especially polyester blazes or vinyl, and our hands can have a tendency to getting dry, which can cause nail breakage and whatnot. So adding to it, putting your hands underneath a UV ray when other people don't really work with the same materials as us, so they don't understand the havoc that we do on our nails. So definitely moisturize up. Like I told you, I have like Nivea all over my station because I loved Nancy Notions, and that was the first thing she did. And when I started watching by Annie, she does it too. Before she gets on her Bernina, the first thing she has lotion, and you see her like lotion it up. And I feel like that's a good practice that we need to, as bag makers, incorporate in our day to day life. You know what's crazy is Alicia, the designer of all the swim patterns. She makes a lot of skincare stuff. She's in Philadelphia, and her business is called Glitz, and she has the best hair oil ever. And she has her makeup remover. Whenever I when I tried to do makeup for videos, like I don't know, mascara. I don't really wear makeup. I do a really crappy job. Like if you tell me to do cosplay all day long. But when I tried and I used her makeup remover because it's all oil based, favorite thing ever. She should come out with a sewing a handbagger's lotion that we all can get because she uses a lot of her everything's all natural. She's a wonderful person. So I'm gonna maybe drop her a line, and be like, hey, why don't you come out with like a handbag lotion for all of us? Call it the bagger's lotion. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. But yeah, lotions are imperative. And that's why I think a lot of bag makers wear nail polish because it helps with like minimizing the breakage of our nails, turning bags, all that, using our fingers like they're tools. Our hands and our nails wreak havoc. I know. Okay, so one French press is like, I don't know. I'll have them put like a shot of espresso and I'll be good. Oh my god, one of those Halloween figures. This is what I celebrate. Yeah, I have water all the time. That's ice water is always on. I like tea too. Thank you, Gloria. OPI has the best base coat, and they also have a really good if you're doing the upkeep up on your cuticles, they have really good cuticle oil. Glitter. Oh yeah. I love the slow dripper ones. Like everyone there's two Starbucks in my like within a mile. One's in the grocery store and one's a drive-through. So the one I like to go to is in the grocery store because I'll get that really slow drip, and I know I bug everyone that's behind me because it takes like forever and a day to get like a tall cup of coffee. Yeah, I think yeah, I'm slightly I think I have like a slight allergic reaction to my dogs, but I don't care. There's like I can have full-fledged allergies and I'll be like, I'll just take pills or give me the shots. So whatever. I have to have my pups. Yes, yes, that's why I always try to tell people to use the stiletto because I do the same thing. I'll be like yesterday, I was, like, poking out corners, and I was like, "Mm, mm," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no, your nails." Um, yeah, we're really rough on our hands, and, like, don't let it be a bag that is, like, super structure and your birthing hole is, like, 6 inches, and one time I was like, "Well, let me try to make this bag with all Decovil heavy." I don't recommend it. But yeah, it's not the best. Um again, I'm just going to prep today, clean today, and relax afterwards. So I'm about to get off, stuff my face, and then get ready for my Patreon call. And I will talk to you guys all later, okay? Have a good day. Bye.